If we are live, which I think we are, this is the pre-show.
I hope we haven't been live for a while, because you would have just seen 2 sets of big fat fingers going.
Skinnier fingers, because we've been losing weight.
We have a bit. But still, when they come towards the camera.
It's still not showing up on my phone yet, so we're just waiting to see live confirmation that we're on.
We'll do our little awkward ramble that we do. As you can see, we're getting all autumnal in the rain house. We'll do our little awkward ramble.
There we go. Yeah, we had the usual issue with the orientation of the screen. Shall we get going?
We're all good now. Yeah, we're good. We're going.
Okay, well, I need to come out of here.
Hello, everybody.
And I'm going to do a lo-fi playing of our theme tune. Yeah?
I'm excited.
Where I hold it up just against the speaker. Right. Let me just... Here we go.
Hi, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris,
Not Chris,
and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris News.
Bong! New drone show.
Bong! Loki gets a new look.
That was the news.
It's a little one today, little news day, but don't worry, we've got loads of trip reports, things to fill it up. We just want to apologise for Chris not being here today.
It's not his fault.
It's not, it's mine. Thing is, I've tested positive for COVID. Now, don't worry, I'm not dying, I'm not well. I'd say I'm running about 60% health. But that's okay. That's enough for me to talk to you. He sleeps in the same bed as me, so if he's going to get it, he's going to get it. But you're like...
Most nights.
You've had 75 jabs or something.
Unless I'm in trouble, then I sleep on here.
That's never happened.
I've had 6 jabs.
He's had 6 jabs, so he's probably fine.
Yeah, the nanobots inside me are just, I've started setting off sensors at the airport.
But I'm not too good. But it was like we said to Chris, do you want to come round and I'll go hide upstairs?
Thing is, I knew he wouldn't want to come round to our side of the house that we all share.
Yeah.
But he was saying on social media this week that he's got his new setup all ready to go. His microphones are working good. He's raring to go. And then we've had to say, can you wait another week?
See, we definitely couldn't sit this far away from each other for... an hour and a half. That would have been bad. But also, it's my house, man. Every door handle's had me touching it and stuff like that. So
you're gonna put me off it.
And well, yeah, like I say, you've got the nanobots. You're fine.
Doesn't work that way, but yeah, I can get it in. Well, especially when you put your head on me like that.
I'm gonna lick your face at the end of the stream. It's gonna be fun.
She always does.
That's the new COVID laugh. Right, okay, guys. So that's it. That's the disclaimer for today. It's not technology this time, it's health. But it's lovely to see you guys. So who do we have in the chat, Huey?
Oh, we're doing that already? Let me get my whistle out. All aboard, please! Well, Lucy, as we know, I just have to go and change it from top messages to all messages, as always. Before I can get into
this, all top to us.
Yes, the Dunn family traditionally are first, and they have not let us down today. Yay! Look who's back first on the chat, or as Alan Partridge would say, "Look who's big in the back time." Look who's big in the back time. Let's start with this one. Can't wait for the show. Was just pricing up a trip for Christmas next year, although would really like to see the Halloween decorations too. Is there a good week to go where you see both? I don't think so.
No, they do the magic. Well,
there must be some crossover somewhere, but I don't.
No, officially, there is like 5 days in between. But I bet if you went at the end of Halloween, I bet if you went on the 1st of November, you would see both because they can't do it in 24 hours. But officially, there's 5 days in between.
Lee says, only 3 weeks to go, and I'm back in DLP after being there last weekend for the AP party and the end of the 30th. Have a great show. Lee, I'm presuming that this Lee who sent us a trip report. We've got a bunch of trip reports, but because Chris normally handles those, I don't think we're going to do all of them today because we want to save some for Chris. So that might include yours, Lee. But yeah, we've got some Halloween ones, some 30th ones. But, they're still, going to be current in a couple of weeks. So we'll see what we get through today. Gareth says, hi all, missed last 2 shows. This was in Florida. Was ill throughout the holiday. Oh dear. Still not well at the moment. Beginning to look at Paris for next year. That's what happens. You convalesce, you start pricing up holidays.
Yeah.
This is why being ill is costing the nation so much money.
I've been talking about Disney cruises all day.
Yeah, Bonnie and I went to pick pumpkins today. And
this is a family tradition. We do it every year, and for the first year ever, I stayed at home and tidied up while they went.
She tidied up though.
I did,
but she discussed booking a cruise. I saw someone today with a Disney Dream backpack lounge fly.
See, that was a sign
at the pumpkin place, and I saw the bag, and I thought, I bet she's seen at least Lucy's tip videos, but she didn't turn around to see me. Do you know what? I bet if she did, she wouldn't have known me from Larry. Because we're not as famous as we think we are.
Yeah, I said as they went out the door, what if you come back and I've booked a Disney cruise? And they both just looked at me like, why, why would you do that?
I said, why?
Why? Why has that suddenly popped in your head?
Hello from Alid and Fiona. This weekend's excitement was doing a 300-mile round trip to Dublin to buy a Disney-themed suitcase. Well,
that's
Alid,
irrational.
Alid, where did you, what? Yeah, how did you what?
Because they've still got a Disney store in Dublin, haven't they? Although we don't think they've got it for long. But I'm going to repeat, that's irrational.
Lee says, did anyone see the Disney 100 opening to Strictly last night with an appearance from Mickey and Minnie in their 100th outfits? Now, I know Bonnie did. Bonnie's in the chat under Lucy's name. Bonnie watched it round at Grandma and Grandad's while we saw a show in Hull. And anyway, Bonnie's in the chat and she waves a pink hand, which, as we all know, is Jimmy's move. But yeah, she's waving a pink hand. We've got Aaron in the chat who says, I was honest, this is in reply to Lee about the Strictly Come Dancing. Yes, I was only slightly crying. Donald, Daisy, Pluto and Goofy were there too. Hello to Mel and Kelfie and Steve and Disneyland Paris. Official? Maybe not. And Steve B and all sorts of other people. We'll hopefully get to some of you later on. And of course, Jimmy waving a pink hand. There's so many of you that we couldn't possibly. We love you all. And we'll speak to some of you later as we go on.
Bonnie pointed out that Jack is joining us though. So we have to say hello to Jack.
Hi, Jack.
No, Jack is our new Squishmallow.
Yeah, Bonnie says Jack the Squishmallow is there. Yes, there's Bonnie's new Squishmallow.
And also 2 black cats who we mysteriously found under our chair legs today.
Yeah.
Called Annabelle and Isabel.
What's upsetting about this is one's speak no evil, one's hear no evil, but there's no see no evil.
At least not that we've found yet.
Interesting. Anyway, right, should we do some news?
Yeah, let's do some news.
There's something in the news I know. Do you know I'm thirsty?
I am a bit.
Right, come on. Let's get your tiki cups filled, guys. I'm having my Boba Fett Geeky Tiki's sippy cup, and I'm putting some basically lilt in it, which is actually a Vive Tropical Blast Zero Sugar. Lucy hates the smell of this. I think it's the grapefruit, because you don't mind pineapple, do you? But she's often heard say that stinks.
There's some tropical flavours that repulse me. But it's not pineapple or coconut because I really like pina colada. It's something else.
This is grapefruit.
I think mango as well. I don't think I like mango. There are some things that you drink on the regular that make me go, ugh.
This is pineapple and grapefruit. That's all it is. Yeah. Chris says, getting the gang back together. Hey, Lucy, hope you're doing okay. I'm really looking forward to getting the gang back together.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Chris,
I'm so diseased. So diseased.
House of disease.
Next week, it'll be joyous.
Unless I get it.
You're indestructible.
If I get it, though, no, it still might not be worth it. Because Chris was wondering if he's actually had it recently. In that case, he could come round to our side of the house from his side of the house. But anyway, that's all, nonsense. Right. Drone show.
Well, oh, no.
No?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But do you know what's happened?
No.
I downloaded the photo of this to my phone and now we're using my phone for the live stream, so I can't show it, which is a shame. But could you find... I'll just type this here.
Lucy's typing, listeners. Okay.
So they released some concept art yesterday for the new Disney Symphony of Colours drone show, which will be the new pre-show that replaces Disney D-Lights. That's the one.
Let me hold it up for you. Listeners, you're going to have to... I would suggest going on Twitter and looking at DLP report drone, as I just did, to get this image. And what we're looking at here, that looks magical. We've got drones forming a pirate ship. That's really impressive. Yeah.
So, this starts on the 8th of January and it will replace Disney D-Lights, which is the 30th celebration one. So once you've got rid of Halloween and you've got rid of Christmas, I say got rid of as if we don't like them.
Well, Halloween.
And Christmas, we want them to stay.
Yeah, but as soon as they're
departed,
over,
yeah,
get them out of here.
Okay. And on the 8th of January, we start getting this Symphony of Colours drone show. Now, what's really exciting is the press release said, featuring throwbacks to the Main Street Electrical Parade. Now, those of you who are, even you, are not, you are old enough, but you went post Electrical Parade. Even you don't know about the parade. I went as a teenager.
I know about it.
Well, you know about it. I went in the 90s as a teenager, so I actually saw this, and I saw it in Florida.
We went to Flamingo Land for a week, stayed in a static caravan.
That sounds... And you spat at your dad.
I don't think it was that time. It was another time we went for the day, and he wouldn't... I wanted to go on the coin-operated helicopter on the outside of the park, and my dad was rightly saying, we're going into a theme park, and I spat at him.
And he's never been allowed to forget it.
And I did get in big trouble because I wasn't that kind of kid. I spat at my friend in a hole once.
Is that the worst thing you ever did?
I've spat twice at people. Once as an adult.
How many?
Once as a kid.
Put it in the comments. How many times have you spat at another human?
It's disgusting. Do you know what? It's one of those people. It's one of those things as well that when it's disgusting, right? And it is disgusting, but people they can't believe it.
Yeah.
So if you want to surprise someone today,
I'm surprised at you because you
gob on
are extremely restrained and moral in those kind of ways. And if someone else did it, you'd be violated.
as an adult, I kind of did it as a kind of a fun, shock joke to a friend.
Nice. What was I saying?
This is bad.
The Main Street Electrical Parade. So this used to be an absolute mainstay of Disney parks, and it used to be the thing that was on all the merchandise, the adverts and things. And it was literally the parade that you kind of see every day, but with big giant bulbs on the side of it. Now, and it was amazing to watch. It was so spectacular to watch. They would turn all the lights off in the parks. The park itself was totally dark, and then this fabulous thing would just come up Main Street. It was amazing. I think they had it in both the American parks and in Paris. I don't know about the Asian ones. But then it went away. It was expensive to run and things changed, as things always do. And what you will get Disney purists harp on about bring back the Main Street Electrical Parade, and Disney pundits say, never going to happen. There was safety issues surrounding them turning all the lights out on Main Street. There was quite a bit of... There still is at Christmas when they do the lighting of the tree and stuff, but it doesn't go on quite as long. It was expensive to run, as I've already said, and maintain the vehicles, the environmental costs, all that thing. But the fact that they kind of acknowledge that this is a Disney institution that everyone talks about and loves. And during the 50th at Walt Disney World, there was a lot of merchandise that said Main Street Electrical Parade. It's lovely that they're now nodding to it in the 100th year with this drone show. So kudos Disney, they know what we like and they give it to us.
We like big bulbs, and I cannot lie.
How long have you been brewing that one?
Do you know what? I haven't.
That literally just popped in.
Just came to it. I was going to say something else earlier, which I've been thinking about, but I decided not to say that.
Okay, well that was like Lee Mac laser speed, for which you get 5 brownie points. Well done.
Thank you.
Right, and that's all I've got to say about that. Should we show that concept art one more time?
Okay.
Because it's not going to be literal concept art, because Well, I mean, is it? I don't know. They are clever enough these days to do that ship, and then they could do the projections on the front, and I suppose that could be literal. It looks a bit more kind of suggestive to me, though. Still
Yeah.
exciting. Still exciting.
Isn't it?
We want to go see that. Wouldn't it be nice if we went to the opening of the
Love a drone show.
I love a drone show. The opening of the Disneyland Hotel and saw the drone show at the same time. Wouldn't that be nice? Right.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Wouldn't it be nice? So, Loki's got a new look. Now, when Avengers Campus opened, and they'd already opened it in California, I was saying, do you know what I like? Do you know what I like? Is that the
Big
park...
bulbs?
I like big bulbs, I can't lie about that. But the park evolves as the Marvel multiverse evolves. And when Wanda kind of went from being good to being bad and did all things, her costume changed in the park. Well, we finally got an impact of that because Loki started last night. Friday? Somebody tell me. When was the first episode of Loki released?
Is it Thursdays?
We watched it Friday night, didn't we? After I came back.
think it's Thursday.
Okay.
Might be Friday.
Okay. So, anyway, tail end of last week, Loki was released. What happened Saturday? Hugh?
His costume changed in the parks.
Spotted walking down the corridors of Art of Marvel Hotel New York. There was Loki in his TVA uniform. And then not only that, he only went and sauntered into Avengers Campus later in the day as well.
Nice.
Just his chilled little thing.
Yeah.
This...
I enjoyed the first episode too.
Yes. And we've gone a little bit off.
Bit
with
cold on some of the content.
We have. With both Marvel and Star Wars, but they've brought us back again. So I like that. I like that it's current. I like that they're able to make these changes and plan these changes. It feels really quite magical and immersive and finger on the pulse.
Timely.
They've also got a magic shot of Miss Minute, who I never warmed to as a character.
I think she's fun.
John loved the Loki first episode too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the music's done by the lady who protested on X Factor, was it? And she she did a stage invasion on the X Factor or something like that. And yeah, but now she's making music for Hollywood. It's great.
I knew nothing about that things. I've got a friend though who you've met who said that if she went on Mastermind, her specialist subject would be first round X Factor auditions.
Oh, who was that?
Dahlia.
Oh.
And we talked about Amy. And
Okay.
it was the thing, yeah.
Yeah. Good. Right.
That's it. That's all she wrote. I told you it was a dry news day.
A dry news day.
Well, it's good because I'm running out of wellness.
Bonnie says, all right, you're flagging a bit. Bonnie says, never spat at someone, never will. That's good to hear. We've raised a well. Yeah, I blame my parents for me spitting at them. Raised me poorly. What was I'm just looking through the chat here. I remember falling in love with its replacement, Fantillusion, when I was a kid, says Alex. Bring back a nighttime parade. A nighttime parade. Such a nice,
well, you see,
thought, isn't it?
That's something that you do get at hard ticket parties, like the Halloween parties and Christmas parties in the States and stuff. And I don't know if they're trying to keep it. And you get the Christmas ones. No, is it like Twilight-ish, the Christmas one? I don't know. But yeah, it is amazing.
Chris says, gonna make those stateside a little jealous as well, methinks. Yeah.
We're absolutely nailing these drones. Absolutely nailing them. I suspect Epcot's going to get its fair share, though, now the barges have gone.
Yeah, hideous barges. Emma says, I remember seeing Spectro Magic. Cartier's got COVID as well. Get well, Cartier.
Oh, Cartier, it's going around.
Emma says, I remember seeing Spectro Magic in Magic Kingdom as a kid, and when I went to California last year, I sobbed the whole way through the Main Street Electrical Parade because it brought back all those memories. Kira is so hyped about this drone show. I love that parade. 6 weeks until Janine is off for the very first time. Loving the show. Keep it up, guys. Do you remember Glenn on Big Brother saying, I'm cooking an egg for the very first time. Ah, ooh.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
Every time someone says for the very first time, I think of Glenn cooking an egg on Big Brother. Welsh Glenn. Chris has working mics and cameras that aren't freezing. Yeah, because we like our cameras a bit warmer than that, don't we?
Chortle.
Do you know? Shall I do a little trip report then? So we're not doing
Yeah.
them all at once. So
I'm gonna get onto the chat while you do that, and then
we've
I
had a
can
bunch
keep us
sent
current.
through here from Chris, but I'm going to read one from. I think we'll do this one. It's from Sarah. Sarah Seymour Griffiths, to full name you, Sarah. This is the 1 day trip with a friend, no kids. We haven't done this one, have we? The 1 day trip one, have we? I hope not. We'll soon find out. Right. We tried this back in June, but our flight was cancelled in the morning. Got a refund, so rebooked for Halloween. Chris, if you've done this one, do let us know in the chat because it's ringing. Have we teased this for a while? Not sure we've done it. So 6:05 a.m. flight from Luton to Paris, 9:55 p.m. flight from Paris to Luton, around 130 for return ticket each. So 6 in the morning, Luton to Paris, and then near enough 10 o'clock back. We got to Paris around 8:15 a.m. straight off the plane, through passport control in minutes, and we only had rucksacks. Got on the fast train at 8:50 a.m. Arrived at Marnlev. That's 8:50 a.m. and good going so far. Arrived at Marnlev Valley Chessy at 9 a.m. Fast train was like €18 each for one way. We had to pick up privilege ticket for my friend outside the studio park. I have an Infinity annual pass. Her ticket costs €42. We were inside Disney gates by 9:13 a.m.
Oh my goodness. That's better than we did on some days when we were staying on site.
Day 3. 10 a.m. start. We did Big Thunder, Star Tours, Web, Ratatouille, Crush. We could have done loads more, but kept getting distracted by the shops. Spent a lot more than we were expecting to. Lunch. I like these simple headers. Lunch. My friend had a vegan burger in Hyperion. Said it was really good. I had the bolognese from Stark Factory. Was fine.
Ooh.
I like how you had separate lunches.
Yeah. And separate ratings as well.
Yeah. Halloween Parade. We watched the 3:25 p.m. one next to the hub, but not inside it. So between a stage and the road was a good place to watch half the floats and the stages as well. But
I know what she means.
But half the floats go on one side of the hub and the others go the other side. So we weren't able to see all the floats up close, which is a shame, especially as not all characters go into the hub stages. So, to see all the floats up close, you want to view from closer to Small World or on Main Street, but then won't be able to see the hub stage show as well. My advice, if possible, see it twice. Once inside the hub, the other time next to the road between Small World and Castle, or on Main Street. Phantom Manor is usually walk on or 20 minutes max most of the day when I've been before. However, today it was constantly 30 to 40 minutes wait. I wonder if Jack and Sally meet outside the ride and the Halloween decorations in Frontierland has meant more people are headed that way.
I just wonder if people are feeling Halloween themed and so gravitate to it more. Now, we've never been in Halloween. We say this with regret every time, don't we?
With regret, you're fired. Alan Sugar.
I think psychologically people are just more likely to go at this time of year.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
We watched the new Haunted Mansion today. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Get confused with all the different manors and phantoms and things. Yeah. It was bang average.
You didn't watch it. You
I watched
were in
enough
and out
of it.
of the room all day. It's good.
I watched enough of it.
I liked it.
I saw enough of it. So, dinner, went to Casa de Coco. I had the chicken burrito. My friend had the vegan burrito. Both were good. Good. So, vegans doing well here with the reviews. We got the 6:50 fast train back to the airport, which meant we had 3 hours before flight. Bit too long. But the next train meant we'd only have an hour and a half and didn't want to risk being late.
That, yeah.
You got to do it, haven't you? Got to get there early. Yeah. Don't blame you. But sorted out skip tax. Finding the machine in the airport was a little hard, but just trust the app map to the machines and follow signs for tax return. Our return flight was delayed, which is annoying. Ugh.
It is if you've got there 3 hours early and missed park time.
We've been up since 3:30 a.m. and we're back in bed at 12 a.m. But had a great day and would definitely do it again with my annual pass
That's amazing.
if flights were cheap enough. We ended up with around 8 hours in the park, so not bad. That's great.
Nice, that's good.
I don't recommend doing this with kids, though. No. One thing that made me sad about doing the one-day trip was missing the Halloween fireworks. Love the podcast, Sarah.
I've often said, if we lived in Kent and had an annual pass, I would be scanning for cheap Eurotunnels all the time, because it's very much like time of, it's like at this certain time of day on a Tuesday afternoon during term time, you might just get one for 30 quid kind of thing. And I think we'd be shooting over there left, right and centre, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we're just far enough away now for it to be massively inconvenient.
Oh, massively.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 4.5 hours to Kent before you start going onto the channel and all the rest of it.
Anything going on in the chat? Bonnie's running out of juice, so she's going to have to plug in.
Steve B says Haunted Mansion was really good, Hugh.
Yeah.
He just put a full stop, no
Do you know what?
word,
I
it's a
really
mansion.
like the main actor. I don't like him enough to remember his name, unfortunately. But he's in Atlanta, and he's really good. And yeah, it's good to see him.
Is it something McLaughlin or McCormack? I'm gonna look it up.
Have a wee look. Yeah, because he's very he's very different in Atlantis, and I've only seen him. Oh, he was in what's it called? That film. What's that horror film that he's in?
I don't know. Lakeith Stansfield. I was nowhere near correct. But yeah, Lakeith Stansfield is fantastic.
All right.
Do you want me to see what else has been in? This is not great.
Yeah, it's that Jordan Peele film. Come on. Oh, I don't think you've seen it actually. I think I watched it on a plane. It's Get Out. It's called Get Out.
Oh, I have seen Get Out.
I believe he's in that. Have you?
Yeah. Right.
Did we watch it together?
So would anyone in the chat, would you do a single day? Do you live close enough? Do you have transport options near you that would allow you to do that? We're not quite close enough to a small airport to do it that way either.
We used to be.
We used to be.
They stopped doing flights from
Doncaster.
Robin Hood Airport.
Ruined Disneyland Paris for us. Let us know, has anyone else ever done that? There must be some people who live on the continent who can do it really quite easily.
It is good going. Getting up at 3, going to bed at midnight. Whew. Yeah, it's intense.
You say don't do it with kids, but Bonnie's pretty resilient. She'll do anything now. Although she does get fed up on long drives and stuff, doesn't she?
Getting up at 3 might be difficult.
Emma Smith just learned that you can buy a premium plus meal plans at the Disneyland Hotel, £1,000 for 3 nights. Ooh, for 2 adults, 2 kids. Ooh, maybe. You see, there's a certain income bracket that this is marketed at. That's my theory. Never a one-day trip, too tiring and would cost a fortune in Premier Access to make it worth it. We did the weekend it opened. In fact, we got annual pass previews when it opened for COVID. So we were like on the second day of previews. And we got there at midday on one day, stayed overnight one day and stayed till about 4 p.m. the following day, didn't we?
Oh, when we did our
hit and run for COVID.
One night stay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was good about that was because it just opened, it was so quiet that we did so much because it was like all the rides were like 5-10 minute waits.
Oh, it was dead. It was absolutely dead.
I was actually ready to go home
Yeah.
You know, not wanting to go home, but I was ready to go home when we left, and I don't feel like we missed out at all.
So it was like, have we done everything? Yes, we've done everything.
Mm.
Okay, let's go.
It was kind of nice to be some of the first people there, like posting videos on YouTube. Not like I had a viral smash like that guy in was it in
Tokyo.
It was in Tokyo, and he was like, he just happened to be there, and he was like the only like Westerner there that like did a vlog, and he had like thousands and thousands of hits. Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Emma Smith used to do 2 nights only in the 90s and noughties, but can only cope with 3 nights minimum now with my own kids. Yeah, well, it's kids plural. We've got one, and she's old enough. I think that we could do it. We did it then. But yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons, aren't there? I know what Andrew Palmer's saying about Premier Access, but I don't think we've ever gone to the park with the intention of ticking off rides, have we? And if queues are too long, we'll do something else.
No.
Particularly if it's a season. If it is Christmas or Halloween or something like that, I think that we would be there for the seasonal entertainment and decorations and merch and, you know, those kind of things rather than rides themselves. Something else to think about amongst all the other exciting things.
Shall I do another trip report?
Yes, do it.
So let's do this one. It is a Villainous night trip report from Ingrid, and it's titled Villainous Night Trip Report. Let's see how long it is. It's quite a long one. Let's get cracking. You're sitting comfortably. I hope this is the right place to post it. I thought you'd like to get my report on the annual pass party on the 29th.
Yes, we would.
It was my first and maybe last one, as we are a family of 5, and I don't think we'll be renewing the passes at the current price and lack of benefits.
Family of 5 annual passes, that is a mortgage payment, at least.
First, let me say we have twin 2-year-olds and a 6-year-old, so it was slightly crazy plan to do a Halloween party from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. I foolishly thought they'd just sleep through the whole thing, but they took turns to be awake. It was great anyway, but I'm sure they were some of the youngest around. Wow. Yeah. Do you know, yeah, you'd be surprised sometimes, like, they can occasionally just make it through a late night like that, can't they?
Yeah.
Especially when it's so exciting. We picked up our bracelets too late in the day, even with a priority card. We had to queue for over an hour to get the bracelets. We were handed a booklet with some gaps to place artifacts we were meant to find around the park. Clearly stickers for the sticker book, but my 6-year-old was ecstatic about a treasure hunt in Disneyland. They also had the programme and the restaurants and rides that would be open. Even though you could enter from 6:30 p.m, nothing was going on until 9:45, so we went back to the hotel and I changed into a Cruella costume.
Ooh.
Black and white, wig too, and we let the little ones have a nap for a while.
Was it Emma Stone or Glenn Close?
Was it Emma Stone or the proper one? We headed I'm joking. Am I? Interesting. We headed into the park a while later and were shocked we had to queue again. Ugh, they didn't have separate queues for those who had a bracelet and those who didn't. Classic DLP. They were scanning tickets and handing bracelets at the end of the line, so it took a while. Ugh. Yeah, man. That sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Once we were in, it was still early for the welcome show, so we went to Phantom Manor and rode on that to set the mood. There weren't any characters or artifacts out yet, so we headed to the hub to watch the show. As there wasn't anything going on yet, everyone was already there to watch the show, so we had to stay back to see it, as it was packed and there weren't any cast members around or priority area. It seemed cool with Mickey and Minnie and dancers in the 30th anniversary clothes and song, and suddenly the villains arrived and took over.
Ooh.
We couldn't see much at all, but we could hear Maleficent, Cruella, the Tremaines, and I suppose some more baddies with some dancers. There wasn't a fireworks show or projections, just like a vine that had taken over the castle. The mood was set with creepy music throughout the park, except Italian music next to Bella Notte, and smoke everywhere to seem like mist.
Oh, that's cool though, isn't it? That's really cool.
The race was on to find the stickers. My daughter was super happy about going on a treasure hunt. There were 27 stickers, which made up pictures of characters for each land. Maleficent in Fantasyland, Jafar in Adventureland, Oogie Boogie in Frontierland, etc.
Can I can't explain to you how that like taps into a very, very specific part of my brain in that there's organised fun to be had and it has got a definitive number of things. Because I could not go home with 25 stickers in a scenario like that. No, 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 no. I would make the family on the last legs, I would drag them back around that park to get those last 2 stickers. And you know that's true, don't you?
Yeah.
I love stuff like that.
Have you ever completed a sticker book, like a Panini sticker book? I completed.
No.
I
Has
completed.
anyone ever done that?
Yep. Wallace and Gromit in about 1996, something like that. I actually had to write off for the last few.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that they've got some special ones that they never have out. We used to do swapsies and everything.
And they sent me a duplicate, and because I was like 15 or something, 14, 15, I sent like a really long-winded like, "Thank you very much for sending me these stickers. Unfortunately, you sent me a duplicate of sticker 168 when I actually wanted the
You were
167.
You were 15.
Yeah, my voice hadn't broken yet.
Yeah, but also you were worried about a duplicate of a Wallace and Gromit sticker. Why weren't you out kissing girls behind bike sheds?
Maybe I was doing both.
Okay. Trading Wallace and Gromit stickers with them.
I didn't care about that. I wanted these stickers.
You're so cool.
I think, yeah. Anyway, you're just jealous because I completed a sticker book.
I am a bit.
Right, the stickers were handed out by cast members, back to Ingrid's report, dressed in black, wearing a Maleficent hat. Sometimes they were quite hard to find, and other cast members wouldn't usually help. Ooh. See, we do the treasure hunts in Epcot, and sometimes it's annoying when sometimes people who work in the shops or cast members, they'll literally just go, "Are you looking for the stickers? Yeah, it's over there above the shelf in the building over there." And you're like, "Don't just tell us where it is."
Yeah.
You know, unless we ask. Give us a clue.
I do sometimes like it when they give you cryptic clues, though. Those are good.
Next to certain spots to find the stickers, we could see a character enclosed in an area or behind a barrier. You could take a photo of them, and sometimes you could even take a selfie, but sometimes we were told off for queuing to do this. Ugh.
Sorry, before it happened, it was advertised there will be no meet and greets at this event. And I think the minute a queue forms, it becomes a formal meet and greet. And I think they wanted to keep it to roaming characters. So I can understand that. But also it's a bit frustrating when you're naturally like, oh, there's people in my way and I want to take this photo. You do end up queuing, don't you?
I guess you do.
Sorry.
There were lots of people next to Cowboy Cookout to see Oogie Boogie come out and perform a little dance. I didn't stay to try and take a photo as it was packed. Hades next to Bellanote behind some ropes was also quite popular. Some characters swapped every 30 minutes. So, for example, instead of seeing Miguel in front of Casa de Coco, we saw some mariachis. Aladdin swapped with Jafar in Agrabah Cafe, and it was like a walkthrough past the character to get the sticker and go out. There were also dead people in all the worlds except Fantasyland. There were Arabians in Agrabah, showing cloth sauce spices, cowboys with their guns around Cowboy Cookout, pirates in the caves, seamen in Nautilus, seamen, and many more. Lucky Nugget was fun, and Madame came right up to my phone to wish us good evening and take a close look at the children. Melanie Ravenswood was walking around the garden in Phantom Manor, which was lit up by the Molly Brown with spooky lights. The boat had Prince Naveen, the crocodile, and Dr. Facilier at the top. Fright zones were marked in places, but they were very respectful with the children and never did anything spooky when we were around with little ones. They were heaps of fun scaring other guests, though. All right, so specifically marked out zones. Specifically for fright.
So if you are a little bit of jumpy persuasion, you know not to go in that zone, I suppose, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Other annual pass holders I know complain that you couldn't meet the characters properly, but I think it's a good way to have characters but avoid 4-hour-long queues.
Yeah.
There were loads of people around each character anyway, so I can't imagine what it would have been like with proper meets and greets. The rides were mostly empty, so we rode on Big Thunder Mountain, Teacups, Merry-Go-Round, and a couple more. It was a very weird experience with the creepy music in the background and all dark and empty. Very ethereal indeed.
Oh, man.
We didn't ride many more because my eldest wanted to complete her Villainous Night sticker album.
Yeah, good girl.
Talking your language, Lucy. And we were running out of time. At this point, the characters seemed to have disappeared. So I missed all the ones around Main Street and a few others, which was a shame. I wonder if they make anything of the like dentist on Main Street at Halloween. You know, be good to have like some blood pouring out of the windows or something with teeth in it.
Would it?
I think so. We saw about 10 minutes of the zombie dancing show on the castle stage, which had the annual pass show singers. Never remember their names. We also saw the Cruella fashion show briefly, but didn't stay as it was all in French, and she was just sitting on the sofa all the time while the dancers performed. Dad's for me. Has anyone seen the Disney Zombies films? Bonnie went through a phase of watching those around about the same time as watching...
Like high school zombies with green hair.
Descendants. Yeah. Listen to this. We managed to get all our stickers. They were very stingy handing them out, and we would all have to go, even though sometimes it was complicated. Think of the Nautilus with a twin pushchair. So it was a great feat. Oh, yeah. Sticklers with the stickers. We headed to the hub again to watch the final show, which seemed cool, but yet again it was impossible to see anything, even though we were well past Plaza Gardens. It was over, and as we left, Gaston and the Evil Queen were at Main Street Station. Lots of fun. Overall, I was happy because my girls had fun with the treasure hunt, and there were lots of characters out. I wish we could have taken photos or selfies with them, but it was quite hard with most. The best was the spooky theming, music and mist. The ghosts and the dead were amazing, making it feel very creepy. It's a shame we couldn't see the shows on the hub well. There were too many guests in a small spot, and we weren't there early enough. I would definitely go to more of these, and they're worth the cost and effort of going because you get to see the park in a different way, with special characters and fewer people on the rides too. There are new shows, and being able to dress up is a blast. End of report. Thanks, Ingrid.
I would say that spells resounding success to me, even though she's like, oh, I couldn't quite see that show, would preferred more photos. Not everything would be perfect. She even said at the end she would like more of them. And we were very cynical when they released these as the annual pass perk. We're like, oh, so things that we can't go to that cost a lot of money, so that's our perk. But I'm getting FOMO now, Hugh. Like FOMO.
I do like the idea of walking around with the lights and the mist.
I do.
Yeah.
While that was going on, Sarah got back on the chat and she said, took me ages to find the chat. That's why she's a bit slow answering the question. We've done Disney in a day, lived by the tunnel, so left the UK around 5 a.m. and home by 3 a.m. the next day. Had a fantastic day, even stayed to watch the fireworks. Brill. That's what I'm on about with if we lived in Kent, we'd be doing that. However, the person who needs to drive back at 3 a.m, that's a bit of an ask, isn't it? Whoever the car driver is. Although, hang on. Oh, I don't think that will have been on the Eurostar, will it? That'll have been the Eurotunnel. Anyway, and then Ruth Burgess says, my daughters went through an intense Descendants phase. I had a nightmare trying to get my hands on the dolls for Christmas presents. Yeah, Bonnie used to love Descendants. Huey.
Still does, I think. Yeah, so we've still got, I've got a couple of reports here, so I don't think we'll get around to those today, but we've got upcoming ones probably next week, hopefully, from Lee and from Ross. Yeah, so we've got some more like 30th anniversary stuff and grand finale stuff and Halloween stuff to come in the coming weeks, report-wise. I'll have a look on the Facebook group as well, because as we know, Chris likes to ask what go on. What's the one I usually say from Rick and Morty? Show me what you got.
I've never watched Rick and Morty.
Do you know, I think you'd like it because it's by you like Community.
I do.
It's, you know, same creator.
Okay.
Dan Harmon.
Yeah.
And it's very clever.
We should try it.
I've watched it through twice, actually.
I can't breathe through my nose right now.
I could watch it again.
Just thought I'd tell you that. Paddy Byrne, I thought the annual pass party was brilliant. Way better than the one in March. Read the 30th is over, and then sad face. I think you might have done a typo there. But yeah, the 30th was good. But, I mean, I'm glad that they've only done it a year because now there's new things for us to look forward to, and the next time we go it'll be different again. Because sometimes they have these successful seasons and they do go, let's celebrate it for 2 years, and it's a bit much. It's one and done. Right.
So yeah, in the Facebook, the 37 Disney Street. No, what's it called? It's called the Disneyland Paris Show. Dash 37 Disney Street. So there's a group you can request to join. So Chris has asked what's going on, and now he said like, give me some vocal work to do, and Jenny said I would love a shout out in the style of Winnie the Pooh. I've attempted Winnie the Pooh before, but it's not quite in my range. I can do the sort of high pitched stupid ones, can't I? But Winnie the Pooh's more like, oh dear. But she was that any good?
No.
No, I'm rumbling my tumbly. No, I can't do it. But I'm sure, Jenny, that Winnie the Pooh would love to give a shout out to Ollie, and it would be something like, it'd sound better than this, but it would probably go, oh, Ollie, I'm so glad to have you along. See, I can't do it. I can only do a handful of voices. Anyway, that was embarrassing, wasn't it? Oh, in fact, Chris says, not sure if Hugh Rain has a Winnie the Pooh in his repertoire. As we've discovered, I do not. It's a hard voice to do.
It is. It's kind of got a melancholy gravel to it, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah, and it breaks in a certain way, which I can't do. Rachel says, my grump is coming home from a DLP holiday and having the Disney blues. Have to say, this visit was one of the best trips I've had so far, and so difficult to get back into work mode today. Crying. Good job I have a Walt Disney World trip planned next year.
Yay.
So, yeah. That's all right then, isn't it? Tied you over. John says, I'd love to hear Jeffrey the Animator's thoughts on 100 years of Disney. A lot of people don't know who Jeff the Animator is, but
He's a guy who's done lots of work with the big boys and the little fellers, and he started out early working on Bambi, and he did all sorts of, like, animations, and then he got a bit annoyed as we got later on, and I left. But the 100 years, it's been ups and downs, and mostly ups, but some downs, and some middles, and then some downs again, and all sorts of things like that.
That's probably what he'd say.
I'm just going
That
to...
won't mean anything to a lot of people, but anyone who listens to the classic show, where we review the films on our podcast, might.
I'm just going to answer a couple of things in the chat to give your voice a rest.
Shut up, Hugh.
So Emma says, I read the 30th was 18 months long. It was. It went from April 2022 to October 2023. But what I mean is in the past, they've done like a full rotation of a year, which gets a bit crazy. Bonnie's saying do Mickey Mouse instead. Just hold that for 1 second. Stan Solo was saying, do they still do the Eurostar direct from London to DLP? He thought that was going. It is. You now have to change at Lille. They still do the Eurostar, but there's a change.
I'd never thought of him as Stan Solo.
Well, Stan from the Solos. I don't know if he's called Stan Solo.
Stan Solo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very good. And with
what stands now is like, yeah, that's the whole joke. What are you talking about?
Whitney is asking if anybody knows any good transfer companies because they're landing in the Garden Nord and it'll be late and cold and they're not sure about getting the RER. So if anybody can answer them in the chat. Right, Hugh, you can continue.
Well, Bonnie recommended Mickey Mouse for Ollie. So Jenny, Mickey Mouse would say, hi, Ollie. Gosh. Just say hi.
Aaron is also doing us a favour by reminding you to like the stream if you're watching right now. Click a little like.
Yeah, do like.
Go on, do a little... Oh, I just disliked.
Now, Stan says, yes, it is Stan Solo. The show is named after my last name.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah, that's really good.
Really? I love it. Yeah. Anything else?
Mercedes says, your actual name is Solo. Stop. I like your vernacular, Mercedes.
Yeah, it's hard to get sarcasm across, so I don't know if it's a joke, but I presume Stan's having some fun with us.
No, I think that might be true.
Maybe it is true. I hope it is true. Stan Solo. But how wouldn't we know that? It's like the best name ever.
Like we used to have a friend called Tom Power, and you could
Still
easily
do.
go. Yeah, we do.
We don't speak to him very often, but he's still our friend. But I like to
We
think.
went to uni with him 20 years ago, but he's a top guy. But you could easily go, Power's not your surname. You're not, but we did say you needed to have a son called Max, because that would just be brilliant.
Yeah. Paddy says, this is back in the 37 Disney Street Disneyland Paris Show Facebook group. I was there for the annual party and end of the 30th, and I got to hang out with Stuart from DLP, Tips for Irish, and Sam for God. So my trip is far from grumpy, and I'll be back there for Halloween and mid-November. I think Chris said, like, what are you grumps? So that's why people are saying why they're grumpy. Whitney, who's also with us in the chat here live, says, pumped, 18 days until mini Walt Disney World trip with my 90-year-old grandma and my 2 kiddos. No grumps. Wow.
No grumps.
That's going to be awesome.
Mini Walt Disney World trip. I wonder what a mini Walt Disney World trip looks like.
Or a Daisy one.
I had a dream. You know when you have a dream, but as you're waking up and then you think it's real? Because I've got some writing to do. And I dreamt that I'd booked 5 days at the Polynesian on DVC points just to go and write in a Polynesian room. And then I woke up and I was like, oh, I better get packing. And then I realised I'd never booked that, and that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be amazing? I mean, I say that. I believe in you at home.
Whitney's in the chat now and says it's only 2 park days.
Ooh, that is mini.
Yeah.
Are you going to do 2 parks per day and do all 4 parks, or are you choosing 2 parks? I'd like to know.
Yeah. Come on, Grandma. You can do it.
4 park day with Grandma.
Yeah, we're going to do all the mountains, Grandma. Come on. Woo! Charlotte says, just got back to the Cheyenne after doing extra magic time to fireworks. That's what we did on our 15-hour day, and it was shattering.
Not bad. It's all right.
I think it was. Absolutely shattered, but a great time. My daughter got her wish. I met Olaf. Had me in tears when she sang Let It Go to him.
Oh.
I could have gone home then and been happy. Looking forward to another day tomorrow before a late flight home. And then she adds, having made it home, can shortly summarise, getting up for the magic hours is so worth it, especially when you are able to leave your toddler with the grandparents so you can get the bigger rides out of the way. Halloween parade is awesome, full family approved, even my grumpy husband. However, my whole family got fed up with the crowds and lack of consideration for other people. Welcome to Disneyland Paris. Yeah. However, 4 out of the 5 of us would go back. Laura says, we are pumped to have just spent a week at Village Nature with 4 days in the park. Got back last night. But a bit grump now. We are back to reality and very Disney tired. My 5-year-old son, Freddie, got to meet his favourite character, Goofy, which was a dream come true. He would love a shout-out in a Goofy voice. Oh, you gorish, Freddie. Oh, yuck. He would, yep. My Goofy impression is rubbish. Well, so is mine. Although I do try every night when tucking him into bed with a cuddly Goofy.
Oh, that's so lovely.
You just need to crack the you gorish. Gorish.
I think you need an Adam's apple to do.
Let's just sent a picture of the son meeting Goofy as well.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
He's absolutely loving it, isn't he?
That's amazing picture. Go on our Facebook group and go into this week's Pumped or Grumped thing. And you'll see
Pumped or Grumped? Is that what we're calling it now? So Stacey says, glad you're on the mend, Chris. My Pumped is just 32 days to first ever Disney trip, and I made some pretty awesome impulse purchase today. Collector's edition, Disney 100, Happiness is a State of Mind, official 2024 deluxe calendar. Ooh, if you can see that, viewers. Yeah, excellent. And actually, there's some other stuff here. What's this?
Are those the different months or
they're prints. She's also purchased some prints. Are they part of the calendar or are they separate? I don't know. But either way, you've got some nice prints there.
I just want to give you the background on Whitney's mini Walt Disney World trip.
Sure.
It's following up on her grandfather's funeral / celebration of life.
Mm-hmm.
So a quick trip before the fly back to Europe, which is a really sweet thought for your grandma. That's gorgeous. But they're just doing the Magic Kingdom and Epcot. She says she might even do the roller coasters she did last November. Go at it, Grandma.
Woo!
But they're skipping Animal Kingdom because it was a grandpa's favourite park and it might be too emotional. What a gorgeous and sweet thing to do for your grandmother. That's made me quite emotional just thinking
A man of
about
good
that.
taste. My favourite part too.
That's just gorgeous.
I wonder though if he was had a perverse interest in Dinoland USA like I do though, because no one does. But I love Dinoland USA, and it's
Just-
going. But
Well,
I hope you have a great time.
and yeah, and enjoy his celebration of life as well. And we'll be sending some good thoughts about Animal Kingdom across to you and your family for that difficult time. Right.
Although this is not Disney, says Charlotte, but then again, Nicolas Cage. Where's this going? I feel like Hugh would do a good Severus Snape. Currently teaching my boy a cow goes moo, and it always turns out like Alan Rickman, says Charlotte. A Snape. I like it when he puts a pause in, like he goes, he says, "What are you doing up out of your dorm?"
My favourite one of that is when he says, like, Harry's about to leave a room and he's meant to say, "Not so fast, Potter."
Not
But he goes,
so-
"Not so fast, Potter."
Not.
Well, you'd be halfway back up the corridor by the time he'd said that, wouldn't you? It's the most ridiculous delivery of a line ever.
You have your mother's eyes. Emma says, based on Fiona's post earlier this week, here's the current standings on the Buzz Lightyear scoreboard now. Fiona suggested we started a scoreboard between us all.
I am very excited about that, but we have to do a web slingers as well.
Yeah, she's got it. So Emma's put together this spreadsheet. So Ruben is in the lead with a score on Buzz, I take it, of 970,800.
I think he's going to stay in the lead.
Katia is 65,000, Pamela 64, Emma 20,000. So yeah, we've got some to add to this. Web slingers. Do you remember what yours was?
It's on the video. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I posted. Laura is leading with 342,600. But closely followed by Louise with 321,300. So yeah,
Good.
join in the fun and
Can you
tell us your
start a
scores.
junior league as well? Because I know Bonnie would like to submit her scores to a junior league.
Yeah, actually, it's just here. Fiona says, after watching the Lucy's video from DLP, I feel we need to start our own 37DS scoreboard for web slingers and Buzz. I'm also on the team of being rubbish on Buzz, but pretty good on web slingers. Yeah, that's you.
We got a comment from Karma Croft this week, didn't we? That she'd just got off web slingers, and her tip was to shoot the green ones.
Oh,
Score more, I think.
okay. I just don't. I don't think I've got the technique down because I'm good at shooting games. As you know, you will attest with my Buzz scores. I'm not amazing, but I, can like. I once got 20 times what you got on Buzz. Do you remember?
Yeah.
I like literally 20 times what you got. Which might say more about you than it does me. But I do not have the technique for web slingers, and I don't think I was extending my arm enough. I think I've just been kind of doing these short movements. Whatever's happening, I just don't have the technique, and I'm not doing it correctly because I don't think I'm not aiming well. I just don't think my arms are registering. I need to get some tips on how best to do it because I end up just punching.
It's so exhausting. It's so exhausting. Honestly, that would be really good for my current weight loss thing. If it was, like if we had one in our house, I'd be doing it all day long. Isabel says, sorry, Louise. I don't know why her name is Louise Bell, and I think I just skim read it. My kids and I are flying from Australia to DLP at the end of the month. We will be in the park on Halloween. It's a surprise trip. That is so exciting. Dress for cold weather. That's what I'm going to tell you. Well, it's been quite mild, hasn't it?
It's been very warm here.
For October. Very warm. However, if they're coming from Australia, they need to... Well, I'm sure you are aware. We have a different climate. But yeah, it can get a little wet and bitter.
We're in that tricky time of the year when I walk to work and it's not cold enough for a jacket, but it's warm enough for me to be dripping with sweat when I get to work because I'm carrying my laptop with me. Fun.
Right, it's 31 minutes past.
Yeah, we've been going for 59 minutes and 20 seconds. So, yeah, should we wrap it up?
We shall.
We
So,
need to get Lucy to bed, get her rested up, get this
Yeah.
COVID out of you.
yeah.
You give a funny look then.
I know, I thought you meant Bonnie, and then like, oh no, you do mean me, because
Oh.
I have been a bit sofa bound all day.
I
really.
thought you thought I was saying something else. Well, let's get you
Okay.
to bed.
I'm just going to remind you that there's 37 people still watching, and there's only 23 likes up there on that there video.
Unbelievable.
I know.
Maybe I'll like it. Boop. There we go. Maybe I'll go into my other account and like it. You know what? I've got 4 accounts on here. Well, one's
Crazy.
ours and one's
Yeah.
Bonnie's.
Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I've been Lucy. This has been A Boy. Bye-bye.
The boy. Oh yeah, there's no theme tune. Let's just sing it. A-doodaloo, a-doodaloo. A-doodaloo, a-doodaloo. A-doodaloo, a-doodaloo. Doodaloo, a-doodaloo. A-doodaloo, a-doodaloo. A-doodaloo. Let's keep going. Doodaloo, doo. Bye.